The description of Phase 3 begins on slide 31. This phase was approved in concept, but in no way are we approved at this point to either raise the funds for it or to go into construction. It was approved in concept so that we could keep in mind what we intend to do in the future as it impacts primarily the youth center or other elements in phases 1 and 2. Slide 31 lists the project elements, and you can see that the two biggest pieces are listed first. The Welcome Center on the lower level and the Youth Center addition, which is to be constructed adjacent to the current garage. There's also other elements there with air conditioning, parking lot expansion, some boiler system upgrades, and then some optional elements which are not included in the pricing, which I'll demonstrate in a couple of minutes. This could be a walkway, which I'll show how it connects, outdoor pavilion, emergency generators, and possibly an additional on-site well for additional capacity. This is the schematic for the lower level. Underneath the sanctuary, you can see the Springer Chapel on the left with the existing entrance space with the coat racks, the current nurseries, chair storage. This is the current entrance into the Beveridge Family Life Center. The addition would focus in this area between the parking lot and the Springer Chapel and nurseries. So the new construction is outlined kind of jagged here as an expansion of the building to include major public restrooms, a coffee or welcome area, foyer space, expansion of the nurseries because the current nurseries are right here, and then connected to the existing vestibule. The thought would be people would enter here underneath a carport or porte cochere, drive under, come in and either go this way towards the stairs up to the sanctuary or go to the right and access the nurseries from this side, so more secure private entrance to the nurseries. This stairway is shown here in a second floor plan, if you will, where you'd come in and go up this stairs, and there would be a mezzanine at the next level up just outside the sanctuary where we could provide entrances into the current sanctuary, replacing a couple of the windows. This is what it would look like as an artist rendering. It's this piece here. You can see the roof line is changed. We raised the roof over this portion of the building and put these little dormers in. There would be this drive under canopy, and then, as I said, the other elements would be underneath this canopy. Inside, this is a pictorial of what it would look like with that stair inside that would lead up to that second floor. You can see this has doors going into the sanctuary, and you can see how this would fit in with a gentleman standing there. This gray area would be nursery expansion. This gray area on the left would be restroom expansion. In phase 1, we took the existing garage, which is outlined at the upper part of this plan, and converted to youth center space. In phase 3, it's proposed to now add on to that with a kind of a finger, if you will, extending up alongside the garage, and then new construction added out into the parking area. We don't really do much change to what we had already renovated under phase 1. However, we would now add restrooms, a small kitchenette area, make another entrance over from the Beveridge Family Life Center, because this is the Beveridge Family Life Center to the left, and then have a large area with seating, a stage, some conference space, and other elements for the youth programs. This is what this would look like in concept with an entrance from the outside here. This is the existing Beveridge Family Life Center to the left, and you can see it harmonizes with the existing construction. The site plan for phase 3 also would involve not only this youth center addition and the welcome center, but would involve expansion of the parking lots, shown in here, with possibly another entrance out onto drive-in entrance onto Route 642. This area would be the location of a proposed or optional picnic pavilion. This is just another depiction on slide 39 with these elements shown in color, different colors. These alternates are not including the pricing I'll show you in a minute. And you can see that this walkway from the foyer to the sanctuary would cost around $48,000. The picnic pavilion would be estimated at $80,000. The emergency generator could cost between $85,000 to $125,000. And if we wanted to add an additional well for capacity, we don't have a price for that at this point. This walkway is interesting because this is the existing stair where you come up. Here's the elevator, and you come up this stair to get into the foyer next to the sanctuary. This line at the bottom is the outside wall of the sanctuary, which leads into this foyer and the storage room, which is just outside the piano area in the sanctuary. Under this plan, we would build a walkway, L-shaped walkway, to connect from the top landing of that stair over outside and then connect into those entrance doors or exit doors that are right now outside the sanctuary foyer here. It's an interesting plan because it provides direct access without having to go through the sanctuary to get to the classrooms further down the right of this hall, but at a cost of $48,000. Here's the cost without the options. Remember, those are priced separately. So this is obviously at $2 million, the most expensive phase to this project. Could it be split into two different phases? Of course it could, because the lower level welcome center, nursery expansion, and restrooms is expected to cost $788,000. That could be its own phase. The youth center addition at $713,000, again, could be separate. This includes some facilities infrastructure with air conditioning for the library and kitchen, parking lot expansion, replacement of boilers, furnishings, architectural fees, and other miscellaneous costs like fees and permits, for a total cost of $2,004,950. Again, this has not been approved except in concept. If we compare to where we were a few months ago, when we started the building committee, out of the strategic planning committee, we expected all phases of this project to cost just over $3 million. Based on our review, added some classrooms, responded to building code issues, we've increased the anticipated cost by about 9.8%, or roughly $300,000, which I think is reasonable based on what we've done. Again, slide 44 shows the funding that's available. The church did vote to allocate $600,000 to this Forever Being Changed project, and you can note that it anticipates the additional money will come in to fund phase one. Final slide, slide 46, just talks about what do we need to do next. Well, we continue to need to pray. This is all about facilities, but behind it all is trying to provide a space for ministry expansion, for reaching our community for Christ. These are just a tool. And so we're looking to spend these dollars to try and perform that mission even better. The church approved these bullet points as listed under number 2, that we would proceed with phase 1. They would allocate dollars for that and then initiate a Forever Being Changed capital campaign or ministry expansion campaign with a target of $720,000 to fund the additional $90,000 for phase 1 and all of phase 2. And that is now in process. Then the last bullet point just says once phase 2 is under construction, we would go back and re-review the elements of phase 3 and say, is that still what we want to do? Do we want to change that in any way? And that would be a separate review at that time.